Today we are going to be discussing resources that will be useful to you in your nursing classes. The first resource that I would like to talk about is Galileo. Galileo is a virtual library that you can use to find academic journal articles, ebooks, videos, and all kinds of other resources. You can access Galileo from the library's webpage. To get there, you can go to Academics, scroll all the way down, click on Libraries, and then here you go. You've got Galileo, and then you've also got GilFind, which I'll talk about later on. You also have our live chat option and some other things as well. The chat will also pop up there. Another way to get to Galileo, if you aren't sure how to access the website, if you're in Georgia View, you should have an option to click on Galileo. It'll usually be located over to the left-hand side unless they move it, but in any case, it should be located somewhere that you can fairly easily access. So first I'm going to do a classic search, and then I'll show you the difference between the classic search and the bento search. The bento search organizes your results into categories and puts them in boxes. If you're a very visual learner, this may be a more appealing way for you to do a search. You also have the option to select full text only from the bento search screen, whereas if you do a classic search, you have to choose that after you do your search. Let's do a search for drug interactions. Okay, you can see we get almost 5 million results. That is a lot of results. So we're going to want to narrow our search down. And I always recommend that you select full text because you don't want to get just part of a journal article or part of an ebook. You want to be sure that you can access the entire resource. Okay, so you'll see there are different options here. You can remove any filters that you have put on if you change your mind and would like to take those off. You can also see that that took our number of results down to 2,758,000. If you're looking for only scholarly journals, so peer-reviewed journal articles, academic journal articles, those are all the same type of resource if you hear those different terms, you can select here. And let's see how much more that, yep, we're down to 2,205,000, which is a lot less. You can see it says academic journal here, and if you keep scrolling, you should continue to see that icon. If you did not have that selected, you could also select ebooks from this list of options. You can limit by specific journal if you know what journal you're wanting to find an article in. Subject, language, geography, database, there are many ways you can do this. I will say for your purpose, you will likely want to select United States from the geography option unless you're doing an assignment that allows you to use information from other countries. You may want just information from here in the United States, since medical practices do vary from country to country, of course. Okay, so that took us down to 34,000 results. Wow, that cut out a lot of options. So that's a pretty good number to sort through. You could also, if you only needed results from the past 10 years, you don't want anything older than that, you can type in the year range here, or you can use this little sliding bar. The little slide bar can be a bit finicky, so I tend to type in the number. Okay, now we're down to 14,000. Okay, so to access one of these journal articles, let's just go to the top one. You can click on this, and I'll do that in just a second so we can grab the citation, or you can go into either the HTML or PDF full text from here. Okay, So from here, you'll see you've still got those buttons to get into the articles. You've got information on who the authors are. There are several authors for this one. The source, and other information for the publication. You also have an abstract for the article that gives you a brief idea, kind of a summary of what the article is about, so that can help you determine if that is a source that you may want to look into. Sometimes I recommend to just go ahead and take a quick look at the article itself because those abstracts can be a bit misleading. Okay, so from here, the most important thing that you'll probably want to remember is this citation button. When you click on this button, it gives you different citation styles. It gives you AMA, APA, MLA, several other ones as well. And what you'll do from here is you can copy and paste this citation into the document where you're working on your assignment. And all you have to do after that is just double check that it is in fact correct. You can use the citation guides and other resources to just verify that this is all formatted how it should be. So is that supposed to be italicized? Are all these numbers formatted properly? Is there anything that's missing from the information? And if you go into the article itself, you can make it bigger if it's a smaller font and it's harder to see. Get this out of the way too. You can view it in a few different ways, download it, print some of it. And you can also grab that citation if you didn't get it from the page before. You'll see the icon looks the same. It's still that little sheet of paper. So I'm going to click on that again just to show that it is the same information. And there it is again. And if you're using one of the citation management softwares, you can export it to that as well. And I'll discuss those in just a moment. So I'm going to go back and show you what it would look like if we did a bento search rather than a classic search for the same topic. And if you scroll down, since I just mentioned citation management systems, Zotero-Bib is a great resource to get your bibliographies generated if you are having issues citing a website or a book or whatever the case may be. Yet again, still double check that the citation is correct. Check it against the style guides and make sure that the information is accurate. You can also use Power Notes to keep track of your sources and kind of help yourself build an outline. But for now, we'll go back to that bento search. So I'm going to do the same keyword search, but I'm going to go ahead and select full text only since that's an option here. And you can see this looks very different. We've got databases, journals, scholarly articles, encyclopedias, ebooks, print materials, news, and there are other options as well. Primary sources, and that's it for these. Let's go back to the top. You can refine your search. You can do an advanced search. You can also click a tab here rather than searching for the box on the page if you didn't want to scroll all the way down to the bottom like I did. Like if you knew you were looking for ebooks, you could go ahead and click on that from here. And it's going to give you a list of some options. And you can click on the PDF ebook full text link to go directly into the book. You can read the summary here to give yourself an idea of if you'd like to view that source. There's other ways like EPUBs that you can access the ebooks. And I wanted to show you what happens when you go to the next page of results. So when I click next, it continues. It does the same thing. Now, however, if I click refine search from that bento box, you can see it takes me into a classic search. We're no longer in the bento box format. So just keep that in mind when you're refining your searches. And it also took away that full text option, so we'd have to select that again. And then scholarly peer-reviewed journals if that's what we were looking for. But I will show you what an ebook looks like, because you may use those as well. I'm going to select this one. You can also go into the PDF full text from here or download the book. Once I click on this, you can see same options to access it. Information about the author, publisher, and the description, ISBNs, and all this other information. Some relevant excerpts from pages, table of contents. And if you go up, same citation button as for the academic journal articles, AMA. And you may notice this looks different from how the other resource did, and that's because the type of resource is different. So it's going to have a slightly different format for the citation. You can also go into the ebook, into the PDF. And it doesn't look the same. It's not the little sheet of paper, but if you see the word cite and you click on that, that is still where you can grab that citation for you to use. Ebooks do, conveniently enough, have the ability for you to search within them. So I'm going to give a brief example of what that would look like. There's 509 results for drug interactions. I did predict that there would be a lot because that's, a big topic in this book. So if you are looking for something more specific, then there should be less options. And if you look there, it tells you what page they're on and it highlights the words where they're mentioned on the pages. So I'm going to click on this one just to see an example. Now this is actually a list of the resources they used, but for our purpose that works because it shows you where those words are highlighted. Now you can see it didn't highlight the two together even though we searched for them together. That's important to remember. So what we're going to do now is add quotation marks on either side of this keyword, because that will make sure that both words show up and only those two words as they're linked together right here. So we're down to only 9 results, and I'm just going to click on this one. And it's nice that it takes you directly to where that page is rather than you having to scroll forever to get there. So you can see now it's only highlighting exactly those two terms in the same area. So let's go to another example that may not be a citation. That was another citation. Let's see, do we have one that's not? Another one. Okay, so all of these are currently citations, but you get the point. You can find your keywords in anywhere in the ebook. We're on page 326 now, so we're really far into the book, but we're still able to find those terms. So just keep that in mind because it can make things a lot easier for you as you search. There are also databases that you can use specifically for your field. I'm going to go back to the home page. So you could click on all databases if you wanted to go through them by list like that. All journals if you wanted to look at those journals individually listed. Or you can go to databases and do a search. So you can search by subject or name or type. For now, I'm going to actually click here, go to, it's a little bit further down, next page, and it's on the next page. I'm going to nursing and allied health. So once I click on that, it's only going to give me databases that this system knows have information related to nursing. So you can see we've got Nursing and Allied Health Database, Journals at Ovid Nursing Collection, both of those really good resources, and there are even more. You could keep going. There are 6 pages worth of results just for nursing databases. So if you search one of those specific databases, then it'll weed out some of the other stuff that you might not want to get. You can also access these databases by going to our LibGuide created for nursing. Our LibGuides are accessed from our library webpage. And you can see there are a lot of tabs here, so keep that in mind. But on the home page of this LibGuide, you can find resources for APA citation style, some brief instructions on finding the Journals at Ovid resource, Bento search tips, information on how to read a scholarly article, and you can also see a lovely list of most of those nursing databases linked here that you'll be using. You've got Journals at Ovid, you've got R2 Digital, which is also a great resource, and I will quickly and briefly show you both of those. So you can see on R2, you can do a search up here. You can go through the index, browse by publication title, author, publisher, the area that you're focused on, so nursing specifically, individual disciplines, depending on what your topic is. You may want to use one of these. I'm going to go ahead and click on nursing, and then let's go to family nursing. So then we've got several different options here, and I'll just pick this one. You can see it's got information for the resource, table of contents, some topics covered off to that side. There are a lot of topics covered in this one, so let's go back up. Now this does look very different, but you can still grab your citations. You can export from this little Tools tab, and you can get them in APA format, or you can export them to RefWorks or EndNote or one of the citation managers you're using. You can also email this page to yourself so it can help you find it later. It does tell us that this title is available in our collection. You can even search in here, and it shows my last search, so we'll just go with that one actually. So it says there's 129 results in this resource, and it gives you each one of those options like it does when we search ebooks in Galileo. So if I click on this, it's going to give me that excerpt, and it's going to show me where those terms are, which can be really useful. So definitely make sure and explore R2 Digital Library. There is a lot that you can make use of on here. Ovid is different from R2 Digital. You can do a search and include related terms. It's kind of similar to searching Galileo, but the options for refining your search are a little different. So let's do drug interactions and see what comes up. And I'm going to remove include related terms because I'm just wanting drug interactions. Okay, so if you scroll down, you can see we get 254 results as it shows over here. And it highlights where those terms appear. You can go into the article as a PDF, grab your citation. If you click Cite, it gives you 3 citation options, and you can just click over here and copy that and paste it wherever you need to. You can also click and view the abstract to get an idea of what the resource is about, and select any of these options over here if you need to. You can filter your search based off of the years, how current it is, the journal, publication type, how relevant it is. And if you want to make sure that you get only resources here, you'll want to combine another term with drug interactions like United States or Georgia or whatever the case may be. You can do advanced searches, and get some more specific resources as well. And you'll notice up here it shows you what your search history is and how many results there were. So you can keep track of what you've searched for and go back to a previous search. You can save them all, email that search history to yourself, copy it, and keep that for later. So I'll show you what one of these resources looks like when we do view it here. Also, you can grab that citation if you didn't from the other page. Same format. You can email the article text to yourself, send the PDF, or any of the other options. You've got that abstract again down here and a little bit more information. I won't go through all of these right now. But to go into the actual resource, I'm going to click Article as PDF, and it's going to take me directly into it. You can see that it's 8 pages long, and you can immediately scroll through. So very, very easy to access and get to. And if you didn't get the citation, either of the other two pages, you can grab it from here. And that's a brief overview of Ovid. And there are so many other databases too that you can make use of, but definitely explore this one and R2 Digital and see what you can find there. So now I'm going to give you a brief overview of our catalog, the library's catalog. Our catalog is called GillFind, and it is also accessible from that library page that I mentioned earlier. And I'm going to do a search for the exact same topic that we did earlier. Now you can see I'm searching at South Georgia State College. If you don't see any resources here that you would like to use or you can use, click and select University System of Georgia, but you can see my search results did not change. Still same number of results. So this did not actually go ahead and do that search. I still need to click and get that to perform that search. And it is taking its time. Okay, there it goes. So now we've got 8,563 results. That's quite a few more. If it's a book, you can request that through our Gill Express service and have that sent here for you to use. It may be available through a database. If it's not one that you can access, you can request it and we can get a hold of that for you. A lot of these will be available online. To get a resource from another library, let me check this one. It says it's available here at Georgia Tech and University of Georgia. So to request one of these, I'll need to sign in, and I'll do that to show you what it looks like. So you're going to be students, faculty, and staff. That option, and I'll click continue. And it takes me back to that page. So it says no available services for that item. But it does show us here that it is available for a 28-day loan. So you can request that item. You can select your pickup institution and location, add a comment if you need to, and send that request. So let's go back. It also gives you the table of contents, title, author, and a summary. Not every book will include a summary this detailed, but this one does. There is a method to get a citation from GillFind. We've got MLA 9th, Harvard, Chicago Turabian, and APA 7th. I will say yet again, always double check these citations if you grab them from here, because there may be something that's inaccurate. There's even a little reminder down here. I will, while we're on the topic, show you what your library account will look like. So you can see I don't have any loans, fines, requests, or anything like that, but it will show you here if you do have any information. Now, if I do have a loan and it's through Gill Express from another university, we are not able to renew that for you, and we're not able to see that you have it checked out. In order to renew your Gill Express loans, you need to come to your library account here in this Gill Find portal and renew the book yourself. Sadly, we are not able to see that and access it for you. You'll be able to see the status of any requests that you have, and that way you can get an idea of if the book is on the way. Okay, so now we're going to go back and do a search at our location. So we've got those 785 results showing. You can see that some of those are full access online, some are available in the library, and it also helpfully tells you that there are peer-reviewed journals and open access resources available as well. If you scroll down, you can select the location, change the date range if you needed something more recent. If you're on campus, Douglas or Waycross campus, and you need a physical resource today, make sure you select which campus that you are currently on so that you only get results for that campus. Let's say I was on the Waycross campus. You can see we've got 22 results here. And I did notice I just had a little typo earlier. I typed an extra S up there. Let's see if changing that changes our results at all. Usually the system is pretty good about picking close results. So now let's go back and see how many are on Waycross campus. Okay, we've still got the same 22, so that didn't change the number of results. But if you're not getting very many results, or you're getting strange results, do make sure that you have typed your keywords in correctly, and you may even need to evaluate your keywords and change those if you're not getting what you feel like you need. So I'm going to select full access online to show you the difference. Okay, so you can see all of them say online access. It does tell you this journal has been peer reviewed for this resource specifically, which is nice for it to include there. You've got ebooks, a lot of ebooks and other resources. So let's say that we're going to look for peer-reviewed journals specifically. Since there's only 4, we'll go ahead and narrow that way down. So you can see each of the results, and if you select one, you should be able to follow any of these links and access it. If you end up having problems, maybe try finding a different resource. Some can have glitches. And I'm going to click on that. Okay, and you can see it doesn't take you directly into it because there are a lot of different issues. So I'm going to select this one, and I'll go into this one just as an example. But you'll make sure that you find the volume and issue number that you're looking for, and that it's published in the year that you were searching for. And then accessing these is the same as accessing them through the other search options. And then here we are, we're in one. Can grab that citation or whatever else we need to do. And finally, I'm going to quickly go over our ebook and print book options. So I'm going to remove these two filters. You can remove them individually like I just did, or you can click to remove all filters at the same time. So now we're going to select available in the library, and this will show us print books that are available. And it will show you which campus they're at. So this one is on the Waycross campus, and this one is on the Douglas campus. If you're on one of the campuses and you'd like a book from the other campus, you can request that, and it'll be sent through our Gill Express service. So now, since there are more options available online, I'm going to remove this filter, but I'll click Reset Filters to show you that it does the same thing. So let's do Full Access Online, and I want to select Books this time. Okay, so we've got roughly 700 results, and you can go into any of these. I'll just select this one. You can get your citation, and just like with the journal articles, there's a link here that you should be able to click and access the ebook. Okay, so from here, if you're on ProQuest, it's going to take you to this page, and you can go and click Read Online, Download PDF Chapter, or any of the other options. But if you click there, it's going to take you directly into the book. And just like in Galileo, you're able to search in the book for any key terms that you're looking for. And there you go. If you have any questions about any of these resources that we've mentioned in this video, just reach out to your librarians and we'll help you. We're more than happy to answer your questions, and